All right, Sheriff, you got me. I'll come quietly. Just gonna take out my pistol, slow as molasses, hand it to your butt first so's you can get hold of it. You ready? That was an old trick called the road agent spin, otherwise known as the border roll. It's just a little kind of sleight of hand thing used by gunfighters in the Old West. A Texan outlaw named John Wesley Hardin apparently used it to get the drop on Wild Bill Hickok in Abilene, though he was a man who was known to tell some tall tales, so who's to say. Though you probably know it from this badass scene in the Clint Eastwood movie, The Outlaw Josey Wales. I was obsessed with that movie in high school, and I taught myself the road agent spin. It's actually super easy and just takes a little bit of practice to get right. Start by holding your pistol butt first with your index finger looped over the trigger guard and wrap the top knuckle tight around this bit here. At this point, the tip of your finger should be basically touching your palm. Keep a tight grip with this index finger, but a loose grip with the rest of your fingers, so when you open your hand, you're holding onto the gun in the crook of your finger there. At this point, just flick your wrist into a firing position and ta-da! There's the road agent's spin. Now that last bit is all in the wrist, right? So it's basically a shorter version of this. So, and that's actually a good way to practice it too. Try spinning, that's a good trick.
I'll try spinning, that's a good trick.
So if you're trying this at home, chances are your movements are gonna be a bit clunky at first, but that's okay. You just gotta keep practicing it. Just keep doing the moves, slowly at first, and then faster and faster and faster. I mean, you know the moves, you know how it's done, you just gotta speed it up. And eventually, you'll be the Outlaw Josey Wales in no time. So if you're teaching yourself the road agent spin on a toy gun like this, you may have a more difficult time with it. It's possible, like, I can do it, but it actually requires a lot more effort and puts a lot more strain on your wrist because it's so much lighter. I know that might sound kind of counterintuitive, but a heavier gun is actually way easier to spin because the weight has momentum and it just falls into your palm in a really satisfying way. So definitely try to practice with a fully weighted replica if you can. Don't practice with a real gun, but if you do, make sure it's unloaded first of all, and second of all, that it is single action or you will hurt yourself. Anyway, I'd like to extend a very special thank you to my generous patron, the Exiled Tyrant. Thanks, man. I rode with him, and I got no complaints. Thanks for watching.